What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm relationship expert Terry Duran, and today I'm going to be talking about wife benefits and this phenomenon that we have going on. So let me give everybody a minute. All the people that are watching on live on Instagram, I'll give y'all a minute to get tuned in before I get into the meat of the discussion. This is something I see going viral on social media on a regular basis. All right, so today we're going to be talking about wife benefits in this mythical, magical thing that women claim to be given to men. I understand what women mean when they say that they're giving wife benefits to a man. It means that she feels like she's doing everything that she should be doing to be rewarded with the title and the role in his life as being his wife. And I understand how women feel like that, but I think that's a very flawed mentality to have. Because when you are taking things that any two people can do, right? When you talk about any committed relationship, what are you agreeing to do? You are agreeing to be monogamous with that person in most instances. And so you're putting yourself in a position to be able to have kids possibly. And if y'all decide to move in together, y'all have to pay bills, and y'all agreed to pool your resources so both of y'all can survive. That's essentially what being in a committed relationship that is moving towards marriage is when you move in together, right? So to just automatically apply a title or some additional benefit to it just to try to reinforce your point that you want to be a wife, the world don't work like that. Just because you call it a wife benefit does not make it a wife benefit. There is no way for you to have a category, a specific, defined category, right? In the examples that I gave on my post, I use employee, right? Because an employee has a specific relationship with a company. I chose military veteran because veterans had to serve in the military. And then I forget what the other one was. But we're talking about things that you have to retirement. You actually have to be retired to be considered a retiree and get retirement benefits. So if you can't get a benefit without being an employee, you're not getting any employee benefits. If it's a benefit that you cannot get without being a veteran, if you have to serve in the military in order to get these specific benefits, you cannot get a benefit and then say, call it a veteran benefit. And just like you can't call something a retirement benefit. So when you say, I'm giving a man wife benefits, when you doing shit that women that ain't wives can do, you look like a damn fool. Your strategies and logic behind it is not sturdy. It's not a sound foundation. Because what you're saying, you're starting with something that's false. You're not giving him wife benefits. You're doing what you feel to deserve the title of wife. Those are two drastically different things. And just because you feel like you're a wife, don't make it true. Your feelings are not facts. Until you get married, until you have a ceremony, until you sign a marriage certificate, you're a fiance, girlfriend, or a single woman. One of those three things, but you're not a wife. Period. It's not debatable. You can't argue it. There is nothing to understand about it. It's either this or that. You're either married or you're not. Period. So when y'all come with this wife benefits bullshit, you sound fucking retarded. You sound like you don't understand basic definitions. You act like you don't understand basic roles and titles. If you don't want to cook for a man, don't cook for him. Don't do it. That's all you have to do. You can explain to him why you don't want to cook. No, I'm not going to cook. I'm going to cook me something to eat. You can go cook you something to eat. And we can sit here and eat and talk to each other. But if I fix you a plate from that pot, that's something I'm only going to do for my husband. Explain it to him. Break it down. Break down how you really feel about it. Tell him. So he can look at you like you're a damn fool. So his perception of you and your mentality can really change. Because that's essentially what y'all are doing, right? Y'all are claiming y'all won't do these things unless you're married to a man. You won't wash his clothes. You won't clean up. You won't do this. I won't do this. I won't do this because those are wife benefits. So tell him, no, let's do separate loads of laundry. Even though I spend the night at your house, or we live together, or I'm spending the night at your crib, I'm going to wash my panties and my clothes together, and then you can wash and dry your own shit. Because I'm only doing that for my husband. Tell him so he can look at you like you're a fucking dummy. And explain to you how irrational that is. How illogical that is. How inefficient that is as far as costs and laundry detergent and time and energy and effort. Go ahead. Tell them what it is. Explain how you really feel about it. Because y'all very passionate about it. Y'all really want to argue this point. So tell them, no, I'm going to go fix me 3 chicken wings and that's it. I'm going to throw the rest of the wings in the pack in the trash or save them for later because I'm only going to do 6. I'm only going to fry 10 wings if I'm married. That's what the point y'all are arguing. Nope, I'm not going. If you decide that you're not going to have sex with a man, cool. Cool, that's your choice. If you decide that I'm not going to have sex until I'm married, tell him. Most men are not going to settle for that. You have to find a very, very religious man that's going to say, all right, cool. We don't have to have sex. We can wait till we get married. Most men are not going for that. So you sound stupid as fuck. Please, if I've said anything that is not factual or does not represent real life, somebody please call me out and point it out. Nobody said you had to do those things. Nobody said that the man would never marry you. That's an assumption. When you have an assumption-based argument, you sound stupid as fuck. That's an assumption. You can't guarantee what's going to happen in the future. And if you don't want to do those things, you don't have to do them. You don't have to do them. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to do those things for a man, you have the right to tell him that you're not going to do those things. Just expect him to question you about it and expect to struggle trying to explain it because it does not make any sense. Because guess what? If your homegirls came to your crib and you was about to fix some chicken wings, you'd fix some chicken wings and offer them some. Without any expectation for it, without any label for it, without any extra anything. Because offering food to somebody that's at your house is a common courtesy. That's why businesses offer you drinks and offer things. It's a common courtesy to offer somebody that's in your home or your establishment some food. But apparently, if a woman does it for a man that she's fucking, it's a wife benefit. It's a wife benefit. But if she gave that same food to a friend or a family member, it would be perfectly fine. So he can take you out to date. He can buy you food. He can take you out on dates. He can spend money to entertain you. He can give you his time, energy, and attention. But he can't get nothing from the benefit. I mean, he can't benefit in no way unless it's a wife benefit. Get the fuck out of here. Why are you even dating if you don't want to benefit from being around somebody? What woman is going to be continuously dating a man and progressing with him if she's not getting no benefit out of the situation? Does that sound like intelligent dating or how an intelligent woman would operate? Of course not. Nobody's going to get in a relationship where they're not getting anything out of it, where they're not getting any benefits. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that represent what we see in reality? It's hard to argue with basic logic. It's very, very difficult to argue with what makes sense. With what we see in every city, in every state, in every country. The basic things that people do for survival, women want to call them benefits because they're passive aggressively saying, I want to be your wife since I feel like I'm doing everything that makes me deserve to be your wife. That's essentially what that amounts to. Passive aggressively trying to force the issue of, I feel like I need to be married. They're just going to call basic shit that they do wife benefits to make it, to imply that they're not getting anything out the deal, which doesn't represent reality. And they're going to call it some shit that is an oxymoron. Since they're not a wife, they can't give nobody a wife benefit. So it is, I mean, these type of things don't make much sense when you actually have somebody with some intelligence that can explain it, break the shit down. You'll see how stupid it sounds. You'll see why these these people that give these cliches and shit as advice ain't really helping you. If somebody is don't give them wife benefits, don't give them wife benefits, and they talking about some shit that don't even exist, but they get a standing ovation though. Yes, facts. Hashtag facts. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the kind of praise and support they get, spitting nonsense to y'all, cause y'all are suckers and y'all buy into the shit. Y'all are the easiest group of people to fool. But even when somebody like me breaks it down and explains how it doesn't make sense, there will be women that are going to argue it. What made you decide that you wanted to marry your wife? She met all my criteria for a wife. I felt very confident that we would be able to have a long-term marriage that lasted. We shared a lot of values on family, children, finances, households, etc. I had known her for a couple of years. She had proven to me that she could meet my needs sexually. So there were a lot of different things that made her meet my criteria of woman I was capable of marrying. So once you figure out you're compatible with somebody long term, if they meet your other criteria, then you're good. And if the feelings are mutual, you know what I mean? They make posts for the IG likes. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you can get likes regardless, but I guess I just have more integrity. I'd rather get the unfollows, the blocks, and the shit, the disrespect, and the shit they say to try to discredit you. Oh, you don't have credentials? Are you a life coach? No, I'm not. But I explain shit a lot better than majority of the life coaches and relationship coaches out there. Some of them are fucking damn fools. And if you think that just getting a piece of paper or taking a course makes somebody expert on relationships, you a damn fool. If you feel like the things that I'm saying are not representative of real life and don't make sense, you're the damn fool. I guarantee you, if I was sitting in, if I had 10,000 men in the audience, you wouldn't see any of them jump up and tell me I'm not making no sense. Zero. You would have zero men be able to stand up and explain to me how I'm not making sense. That's what happens when you have intelligence and you communicate and articulate your thoughts without having to make shit up, without having to base it on an assumption, without having to base it off your feelings. When you can take real terms, real definitions, reality, and combine them together and just talk about them freely, that means you know you're talking about some real shit. If I had to process and take the time to keep my lies together and keep shit together, I'd struggle. But I don't. It's easy for me to break down these silly things that y'all believe in. So I just wanted to take the time to actually speak it out because I don't feel like going into comment wars with y'all clueless chicks that think y'all know everything. So I gave anybody that wants to dispute me. You know, I did it a few months ago. I issued a challenge to the people that want to discredit me or don't feel like I know what I'm talking about. Go get your favorite relationship guru or whatever and have them debate me. Have them go live with me and tell me how stupid I sound. Have them point out how I don't know what I'm talking about. Do that. Extend them. The motherfuckers that got me blocked, go to their page and be like, man, I want go embarrass Terry. Go tell him he don't know what he's talking about. Go prove how he hate when go put a battery in their back to come try to dispute anything that screenshot anything, download anything I've said on YouTube. Do that. Stand and challenge to any of them. The ones that believe in God and have the religious backgrounds. It don't really matter who. Go ahead, get them. Have them come debate me or point out anything that I've ever said doesn't make sense or doesn't represent reality. You don't sound stupid, but I have a question. Ask your question. I would pay money to see someone take. I would too. I would love to see the challenge. It's I mean, whenever I call or criticize these people out, they get really in their feelings. The last one, Dr. Heavenly hung up on me because she was saying so much dumb shit that I just had to question her on, and a lot of assumptions she was treating like facts. Like, damn, you a doctor and a life coach. Why are you using assumptions to make your point? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never use an assumption and treat it as if it's sound factual advice. Are you open to questions? Yeah, you can ask it. Man, I'm working on my podcast. I've been struggling with my podcast because I wanted to do a video podcast. But the person I'm trying to do it with don't live in the same city as me. So it's like we can't sit next to one another and just do one stream. So we're trying to figure out a way how to do a split screen in two different cities. And so it's like we might just do an audio one, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm really starting to get frustrated at this point. But we'll see. How to know if a man wants serious with you or if he's just playing. You date him. You have conversations with him. You just need to download my dating compatibility guide. It outlines the kind of conversations you should be having. It lets you know what you should be looking for and what you should be paying attention to figure out if you're on the same page with somebody and if y'all are actually compatible long term. So you just need to download my dating guide. You're asking super basic stuff that there's already material for. It's $1.50. Download it directly to your phone or tablet. There's evaluation worksheets where you can actually chart information about the person you're dating. All you have to do is screenshot it, email it to yourself, print it out. Now you have 3 full worksheets to actually chart your dating calendar and evaluate the person you dating. And you can turn your experiences and your feelings into data to make some dating decisions based off data. We'll gladly join in the conversation. We need to have a large sit down. Man, I think that's not right now. Somebody else's link is in my bio. My website is terryduranbooks.com. I'll type it. It's hold on. It is www.terryduranbooks.com. Make sure you leave Instagram to go to it directly, because Instagram for some reason messes up the download. But if you go to it on your web browser, it's only $1.50 plus tax. It'll download directly to your device. So you'll have it to be able to. It'll walk you through exactly what you should be doing when you single, trying to put the foundation in place for a healthy relationship. So if a chick is sitting there waiting back to be married before she does things, then how will a man even know to consider you as a serious mate? That's a very good question. So that's their dating strategy. I'm gonna hold back and I'm gonna wait till after I'm married to show you what kind of wife I'm gonna be. That does not align with how intelligent men date. Everything that I tell y'all about the dating process is that's your audition. That's when you're letting a person your dating phase is the audition. Hey, I'm a solid girlfriend. We compatible. You become boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's at the point where you are auditioning to let them know that you can build a life with them or not. Ding 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 ding. See, did that sound complicated? Did that sound sophisticated? No, it's basic shit. But a lot of women's dating strategies are so flawed that they prevent themselves from obtaining their relationship goals with the shit that they believe and the way that they go about it. And when I try to point it out to them, they argue back. That's the reality of the dating scenario. But somebody just said that men and women need to have a sit down. Not really. Men are not the ones out here struggling with dating like y'all are. Men don't really need to go discuss shit with y'all. They can continue operating how they have been operating and they will be just fine. Y'all need to change y'all strategies. Y'all need to make some drastic changes. Because men aren't. Men are never going to come to the table and just sit and listen to all the shit that y'all deal with. We good. We don't need to hear all that shit. We just sit back and observe and did have to deal with it. But y'all don't want to hear what we think and listen anyway. Y'all just want to voice what you think and feel. That's not gonna help. Y'all already expressed what y'all think and feel about dating. That's not the missing ingredient to healthier relationships, ladies. Fixing your dating strategies, fixing your flawed perspectives on men in relationships. That's how you can get there. Learn to stop doing the things that cause relationship problems and make men fall out of love with you and not want to be with you. Do those 3 things. You'll see a major, major improvement in your relationships with men. Men men struggle with being faithful. But if you got the type of environment where he's happy and he's actually happy, he's not missing a whole bunch of shit, he's less likely to cheat. Less likely. There's nothing. He could still cheat. We already know that. Let's save the don't be Captain Obvious. We already know that everybody can still cheat, but they have a lot less desire to cheat if they actually happy and their needs are being met. So sitting down to have a discussion with men is not the answer. How do you approach a man? You smile at him and you say something to him. How you look familiar. It don't matter how you spark the conversation with him. Just smile, and if he's attracted to you, he's going to look at you and his body language will be pleasant. It's not that hard to spark a conversation. You don't really lose anything by sparking a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't change your Facebook status to she got rejected. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't really do nothing to you. So you don't have anything to lose. Then how should she know what that particular man considers wife material? By effectively dating him and discussing relationships and life with him. That's how you figure it out, by having conversations. Same way you figure out anything else. So, all right, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I just wanted to touch on this whole wife benefits subject. Those of y'all that didn't get to watch from the beginning, you can go back and rewatch the video. I will be uploading it to my YouTube channel. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my page. Tag your friends, share the videos, etc. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and y'all have a good day. Peace.